Downton and the Duchess. What is the news on one of our favourite duchesses and her favourite TV show? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Thank you for joining me today. Nice as ever to have your company, and thank you also for your very kind comments about the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump, and his plans to reinstate a portrait of our gracious Majesty the Queen in the White House. A bit of an update on that as well. Apparently, even if he doesn't run or whatever, he'd like to seat back in for this year, and what a great idea. I'm glad you're all behind that. I think it's a wonderful gesture. And as we know, the former president does truly, absolutely adore our gracious Majesty the Queen. And let's not forget, of course, she referred to him as that cheeky little man. I mean, you know, such a sweet gesture, isn't it? Such a put down too in many respects. Back as ever though to your breaking royal story of the day. Now, as you know, if you're a fan of this channel, you will have noted that I recently met up with a very beautiful actress, Michelle Dockery, who plays Lady Mary in Downton Abbey. The movie's out, it's a brand new era, and someone does get killed off. I know, won't spoil it for you, but you know, it's going to be pretty tragic for those that love the show. Is there a bigger fan of the show than these two people? That's right, our gracious Majesty the Queen, and of course the Duchess of Cambridge, Catherine. Now, for those that don't remember, Catherine actually visited the set of Downton Abbey a few years back now, and according to Michelle, was absolutely enamoured by the entire experience. She said she was like a super fan, you know. And when you think about it, you know, I've been lucky enough to go on certain sets for myself, you know, when I've been interviewing certain people, and you do start to fall into the trap of, wow, this is interesting, you know, completely. Now, what I like about the Duchess is she literally visited every set, wanted to know all the plot lines, simply wanted to know the backstage gossip, who got on with who didn't, all that sort of stuff, all in a fun gestural way, of course. But what was interesting was Michelle said that she had to rehearse a scene in front of the Duchess, who then sat as filming took place. And somebody jokingly referenced that she could make a cameo in the background. And apparently, the Duchess of Cambridge would have been rather keen to make a cameo. But at the time, she was expecting Prince Louis. So consequently, possibly not wanting to be on camera in that particular look. Although she did look incredibly beautiful, I have to say, on that day, as she always does, in my opinion. But isn't it nice to know that there's another reason how Catherine and Her Majesty the Queen simply bond together? Apparently, when that TV show was aired over here on TV, obviously, at a certain time every week, Her Majesty the Queen and Catherine would confer notes, sometimes watching it together because they loved the show so much. Now, according to a very good source, while Catherine's very keen on the downstairs people, you know, Mrs. Patmore, that sort of stuff, apparently Her Majesty the Queen loves Dame Maggie Smith's withering put-downs, but her very special affection is for none other than Jim Carter. Yes, of course, the butler. And what I like about the fact is, if you think about it, for Her Majesty the Queen, she must have these real life people literally all around her. But consequently, just like us, and also like the Duchess of Cambridge, we like to lose ourselves in the fantasy that is Downton. Michelle said that she'd never been more nervous at performing in front of anybody, that's on stage and on film, as to when the Duchess of Cambridge was there. But as she said, what a magical moment, and how thrilling to know that really even so many members of the royal family, including Camilla and Prince Charles, are dedicated, die-hard Downton fans. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.